Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our call tonight. I have some lovely ladies on the line with us tonight, and we're going to be discussing kind of a hot topic, something that we don't always talk about, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Um, so I'd like to get started. So we are going to be discussing today, where do I go from here? So maybe your business talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Well, hold on. So I'd like to get started. Someone got their YouTube on. There we go. Sorry about that. You don't have to be brilliant to be a VIP with It Works Global. Somebody had their playing in the background. But that's good because people are slowly coming on. But okay, so the topic tonight is where do I go from here? We've noticed that a lot of people feel like maybe they have a standstill in their business. Maybe it's a little slow right now. They're not really sure where to go, what to do, or maybe how to hop back in. Maybe you stopped for a while and you're like, you know what, I want back in. You might hear my kids screaming for me on the other side of the door. Sorry. So maybe you want back in and you're like, I just don't know what to do. I don't know how to restart. I don't know what to do. So we're going to talk about that. We don't always talk about that. We talk a lot of fluffiness, and I think this is going to be a great call. It's going to be real, and you're going to have an opportunity to ask questions you might not have always normally wanted to ask. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself as more people get on. My name is Melissa Martin. I am a Triple Diamond with It Works. I started in June of 2013 with the company. I started my business in Orlando, Florida, and about a year ago moved back out to Arizona where I was born and raised. I personally did go diamond in my first 3 calendar months, earned the $10,000 get out of debt bonus, which is paid out over 25 months. I do have a very strong red personality, and so when I lost my bonus in December 2 years ago, it was this month 2 years ago, I lost my $10,000 get out of debt bonus. I wasn't sure that I was going to continue on. Thankfully, I went to a few trainings and started plugging into calls and other trainings, and it changed my business. I went to conference, that changed my business. And here I am thinking I was going to quit 2 years ago, and a Triple Diamond retired my husband and myself from a full-time job. I'll let anybody ask questions after. Many of you have already heard my story. I know we have some of the other sideline teams people on the call too. But if you guys have questions for me specifically, feel free to message your upline that's on the call, and I'll be happy to answer them. I'm going to pass it over to my presidential upline, Casey Tosi. Go ahead, Case. Tell us about yourself.
Okay. Hi. Well, everyone that knows me knows I will talk for way too long if I'm given the mic. So I'll kind of keep it short and sweet. Most of you know my story. I signed up almost 4 years ago, and I also went diamond in a short amount of time, but it was 4 months for me, not 3, and during the time we had a wrap shortage. So imagine all of the technical difficulties you can, be confronted with, and in your first 2 months being told no more wraps. So they extended the diamond bonus 1 more month for us because we had no wraps to sell or to wrap people with. And I was very blessed to have worked very hard. Ooh, sorry. And I did get that. But, if I could rewind back, I know that I had no idea what I was doing. And I signed people up. I told them that it was easy. I told them they need to do this. They need to just jump on board because that is what I was told. And I was very, very, very close to losing everything I felt I worked for. And only 2 or 3, I want to say 3 people from my diamond chart. If you have ever seen a diamond chart, there's at least 24 boxes, which means 24 people. And I had at least 40 at the time when I went diamond, and they all quit. And December 2012, I decided that this was it for me. This was the end of the road. I had done all I could, and I promoted to a rank that was so so amazing and everyone looked up to. And little did everyone know I was slowly falling apart is what I felt like. And I'm very blessed that one of the girls on this call was one of those 3 people that I decided I would go to conference with and I would focus on, and there's another girl, and there's 2 more girls actually, Nina and another, and I decided that I'm going to go to conference. Everyone's telling me it's going to change my life, but I think that's a bunch of bull. I felt like it was a cult still, and that this was a short-lived, get rich quick, honestly. And little did I know what I would experience when I finally realized that this business was so much more than about me. And that's all it was in the beginning. And that's okay. If you've signed up and this is all about you, that's okay. If that's your why, you want to sign up for you, that's okay. But, it's going to evolve and it's going to change if you decide to stick with this. And I realized that my team means more to me than anything else. My family's up there, of course, as a priority, but it's not about me anymore. I want to see them fulfill their dreams. I want to see them reach their goals. And so for me, it was conference of 2013, 8 months after I joined the business, as my business was completely crumbling, that I decided to give this another shot. And, in this business, and, again, I told you I talk forever. In this business, I feel like you have to do self-reflection. And in the moments that you feel like you've hit a dead end and that you've kind of, you don't know where to go anymore, you need to look at yourself in the mirror. And you need to be able to, as a leader, see exactly where you have gone wrong, where you could have done differently, where you could have, changed your future. And instead, you didn't, but you're going to learn from it. And the difference between a leader and a follower is that a leader is going to tell you exactly what went wrong, and they're going to recognize exactly what they need to do to resolve and fix and move forward from that, destination of where they were. This is where they're going to go. So I'm going to kind of introduce Nina Berman, which was a girl, just simply a distributor on my top line. She's now a Triple Diamond, and she was one of 3 people that I decided, forget the other, 24 plus people who have decided that this is not for them. Let me focus on those that actually want to do something with this business. And now, of course, 3.5 years later, I am a Presidential Diamond. My goal is ambassador by April of 2016, and she is going to be one of my teammates that helps me get there. So Nina, if you wouldn't mind going and introducing yourself, talking about your story, and then I will ask questions in between.
Gladly. So yeah, as you already said, I was one of your original ones. For those who don't know my journey, I actually started off as a loyal customer. Casey and I had been friends for a few years before It Works, and met at a bar. She meets all our distributors at bar. And so we were friends, and we were more like acquaintances. We became very close friends when we shared our pregnancies together. I always joke, we were literally 2 weeks apart with our daughters. So we bonded over our pregnancy, really became close. And then we bonded over the aftermath that the daughters left to our bodies. And we're working really hard to get back in shape. Both had agreed, that we were going to turn to surgery. We had worked out, and diet just was not enough. And then Casey got introduced to the wraps, and she introduced them to me. I saw her post on Facebook a few times, and I didn't want her to know that I was interested. So I struck up a casual conversation about our daughters. And luckily for me, she brought it up. I didn't have to. So I asked her about it. She showed me her pictures, and I couldn't believe her results. It's exactly what I needed. So I signed up as a customer because I wanted nothing to do with the business. She, of course, offered it to me after, I posted about it on Facebook, and immediately had a ton of comments. What is that? What is that? I want more information. So in my experience, doing network marketing meant that I become Casey's competition, and I didn't want that. So I told her, when she offered it to me, about 500 reasons why I did not want to do it. Basically, never ask me again. And if you ever think about it, here's 50 more reasons why I don't want you to talk to me about this. So then I actually tried the wrap and had amazing first results. 3 days later, did my second wrap, same thing, got results. So I immediately called Casey and told her if I considered doing this. She had posted something about, I can't remember what the wording was, but something about joining her team. So I asked her if I did this, if I would actually be benefiting her, not taking business away from her, and she said yes. So I wanted to jump on in after my second wrap. I did not have the money to enroll, so I borrowed it from a mother-in-law because I was so desperate to just get in this business and just wanted to tell everybody about what the wraps had done for me. So I started off with a lot of passion and a lot of excitement about the main product, the wrap. I really didn't have any interest in growing a business. Casey's like, oh, look at the compensation plan. At the time, they had just announced the good bonuses for the first time ever, so that was a really big thing. And I looked at that diamond chart and went, oh, no way. There's no way that I'm going to get 25 people to join me. I didn't want anything to do with the business, so I assumed that nobody else did either. And then people actually started coming up to me and asking me about the business. And once I realized that it was possible, I worked really hard. Like Casey said, we went to conference together in 2013. That was our first conference together. And it was absolutely life-changing. It was phenomenal. Worked really hard. I didn't get to Diamond when I wanted to. I was Ruby for 11 months before I promoted to Emerald, and then sat at Emerald for I think 6 more months before I promoted to Diamond. Fourth time up for the good bonus when I went Diamond, and then I promoted to Double Diamond 4 months later. And then in April of this year, I finally went Triple Diamond. So about almost 3.5 years, 3 years in the business before I went Triple. So it's kind of the condensed version of my story there. If you think Casey talked, I can tell you the same.
Let me ask you, Nina, when you demoted from Double Diamond, what went through your mind when you saw your volume dropping, when you saw your team, quitting? What was it for you in those moments of feeling defeated? How did you feel, and what exactly was it that was a turning point for you? What kind of struck a chord with you that made you think, you know what, screw this, maybe I didn't maintain Double Diamond, but I'm going to go for Triple, and I'm going to get back my Double, and I'm going to go for Triple? What exactly, walk me through those feelings, because there are a lot of distributors who unfortunately demote around this time of year or throughout the year, and this call is all about being at that wall, and how do you get past it? So share that with us, please.
Well, I'll say, I'd wanted to get to Diamond for so long, and I blood, sweat, and tears to get to that rank, and finally reaching that rank felt amazing. And then 2 months later, they had extended the good bonuses, and I was able to go Double, and that was a breeze. So not working so hard to have it happen, pretty easily, and then have it just taken away like that was like, whoa, what just happened? This should have been easily maintained. It's really hard when you see everybody, especially like me. If people know color personalities, I'm a yellow. My team, I love every single bit and piece of my team, no matter what leg and level they're on. It doesn't matter to me. My team is my family. So to have people on every level, that worked so hard to reach ranks and different promotions, and just one by one just start kind of falling off. It was just like, what's going on here? I felt like I was cursed. I was just, feeling so much defeat, and it was really tough. It was really tough. I already had known I was never going to give up and quit, because I almost did from not reaching Diamond when I wanted to. When I missed the good bonus that second or third time, or whatever time it was, is when I felt like giving up and quitting. And I couldn't. I loved the products in the company too much, but that's the closest I would ever get. So I didn't feel like quitting, but I didn't feel like working my business either. It felt like, wow, I can work that hard and for nothing almost. That's a sad place to be in your business. You'll have to, Sorry. I'm sorry. My cat just opened the door. It's going to be a cat and then it's going to be kids, so hold on a second. Sorry. I apologize. Okay. Door is locked.
Life of a rap girl, no worries.
I know. It's life of a mom. Babies and fur babies. So anyway, you know, it's a sad feeling. You know, when you get, it's like a hole in your stomach and a hole in your heart when you see that commission, you know, the volume just dropping, it just starts, you know, you start, you know, scrambling and thinking in your mind, you know, what did I do wrong? What's happened? What, you know, what's going on here? You know, it's a really hard place to be in, for sure. It's not a good feeling, and it definitely makes you question yourself and why you're in this business and what are you doing, and if it can go away that easy, how in the world am I ever going to make something like triple or presidential or ambassador? So I kept chugging along. I never lost a diamond. This time of year in December, I mean I held on to it by my fingertips pretty much because the volume each month just drop.
Hey,
It just
what?
yeah.
Since you're on that subject, like what made you keep going? Why did you keep going? Why didn't you quit? What?
I can't. And I'll tell you why. It's because I could never not do this. I could never not promote this business. I could never not talk about it. The wraps changed my life. You know, I always tell people I avoided a tummy tuck, but I mean, it's so much more than that. To go from, you know, having something in your hands that you literally have no competition for that product. There's literally nothing else out there on the market like it. And then the products are phenomenal. The business opportunity is phenomenal. I could never not do this. I could never let go of this. I'm never going to find anything else in my life where I can make really good money, feel so good about what I'm doing because it's so rewarding, help so many people, and be surrounded by so much positive encouragement from complete strangers to, you know, bring, you know, old friends back into my life, new friends into my life. I will never find anything else that I would love more than doing this. So even when I got down to my lowest point and I wanted to quit, I still just, that's what I kept playing in my head was, how can I not be out and not want to blitz somebody? How am I not going to want to share this? How am I not going to want to talk about this? Like I couldn't, I just, and I still, you know, everybody, even at Triple, you still have those moments of, this is just, why do I bother, you know, or this is just never going to work for me or whatever. You know, we all question ourselves and go through that, but it always comes back to the fact that I have way too much passion for the products and the company and the people to ever not do this. And I tell that to, oh, go ahead, sorry.
No, I know that totally helps me. Like when I'm like, why, you know, maybe I had a bad day, a bad hater, a bad month, a demotion or whatever it might be. I know refocusing on why I started this and the lives that we have changed, because so often we're worried about the people that don't want it and don't need it and didn't work it. And then I think, God, like, but look at so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so, like, that's my job, is to continue to help people like that. So I know that definitely helped me through tough times and still does. So
I always tell my team if they're going through a tough time and, you know, like losing that passion, losing where they, like you said, your why or the reason you got started with this, you know, and the thing with whys is that they change and they evolve. So what I always tell my team is to get your passion back for the company, and you do that by being a product of the product. So I'll say to them, if you're starting to lose your steam and lose your focus and lose your enthusiasm, do another full treatment of wraps. Get some new, fresh results that you're excited about and you want to share. You know what I mean? All the products are fantastic, but the wrap is our flagship product, and I couldn't believe how many people had, you know, joined and not done a full treatment. You know, so I always encourage everybody, do a full treatment, get that under your belt. That should be your, you know, number one thing right there. And I know I always share that with people. You know, look what 4 wraps did for me. You know, it might take you 12, it might take you 16, it might take you 1, but whatever it is, you know, get your passion back with the products, because again, you're going to want to share that with people. So that's what keeps me from, and obviously too, like you said, my team. I can't think about, you know, what about so and so and so and so, and I could never let them down like that. You know.
Yeah. Well, before we get into tips, there's an echo here. Someone's. Oh, sorry. Okay. Before we get into tips on you know, what we can do to kind of get out of our funks and what we can do to pick back up. Why don't we get everybody else's story, and then we'll go to the questions some people sent over. If you have questions, feel free to Facebook message any of us, and we'll get them answered here. Let's go ahead and go to Rachelle. Rachelle, why don't you go ahead and tell us, obviously, your name, where you're from, how long you've been in the business.
Okay, I'm Rachelle Rueschenberg. I started in June 2013, so 2.5 years I've been in. I started out this business because I didn't want to be a loyal customer, and I didn't want to give this girl that I met on Facebook $25 to try this wrap thing that, you know, didn't work, of course. Then I got my kit and I wrapped, and then I posted my results. Whoa, dear. We're driving in. Sorry. I had amazing results, and I just posted on Facebook, and that's kind of how my journey began. I went Ruby in 4 months, and back then we didn't have that Ruby bonus that you guys, some people get now.
I know.
I know, right?
No, I didn't get a Ruby bonus either.
Yeah.
But you know what I think is kind of funny, and I think there's a little bit of a confusion. Some people think, like, if you don't get the Ruby bonus, that doesn't mean you can't go Ruby.
I know, isn't that funny?
Yeah, so average Rubies make $400 to $600 a month. So don't throw out just because you didn't get a one-time $500 bonus.
Yeah.
It would be so silly to throw out $400 to $600 a month just because you didn't get that one-time bonus. So I
agree.
When we went Ruby, there was no bonus. We were just having a commission check. So
yep, for real. So true, so true.
All right.
And I think that's really when I caught the vision of this company, and, you know, what can really happen in this business. And I'm a red personality too, so I started seeing that paycheck just grow and grow and grow. And at that time we had the $10,000 diamond bonus available, and I went diamond 4 months later. And then 2 months after that, I went double diamond, and I got my husband a diamond, so we got another $25,000 in bonuses. And so 10 months into the business, $35,000 in bonuses. Yay, right? So 2 months after that, I lost my double diamond, and I lost his diamond. So those bonuses kind of just went away. I lost them. Flash forward to January of 2015, my volume was only at 10,212. I almost lost my diamond in January of this year. That was very scary for me, because my husband was like, well, if that happens, you're going to have to go back to work. And I didn't want to go back to work. And then we found a rock star. And then we found another rock star. And before I knew it, in July of this year, I went triple. So all it takes is 1 or 2 people to completely turn your business all the way back around. And granted, I didn't get those bonuses back, but I got an additional $25,000. So, you know, now I'm just maintaining, plugging along, trying to get to ambassador by my 40th birthday in August. So we shall see. I'm really hoping, but, you know.
Awesome.
Yeah. Hey, I gotta say, the skincare line must be working great on you, because what? Oh my God, girlfriend. All right.
Right? So, yeah, I think I'm 23 distributors away from presidential now. So, I mean, that's how fast your business can completely turn around, is 6 months, and it's just, it did a 360 in just 6 months. Yeah. So, you know, I was really scared come January. I was like, I don't want to go back to work. Ain't nobody got time for that, you know, so.
Would you say that's one of the things that kind of kept you in the biz? Like, like, I am not going back to work. Definitely.
Because I retired after I went double. I was like, I'm done. Bye. See ya. I don't need this job anymore.
So that's a huge why. Like, I think people, when you're in that tough spot, you know, let's just be honest. A lot of people are in a really ugly position right now for Christmas.
Yeah.
And that's you on this call. think of it this way. Do you want to be in that position next Christmas? If you don't, then the time is now, and we want to help give you tips. So you said, Rachelle, you found 2 rock stars. So what were you doing in your business, like IP producing activities, that helped you find these rock stars?
You know, it's really funny because one of them, she was 19 and had a son, and she had a huge why. And I think that is really where a lot of it came from, is just, you know, finding her. And me and my best friend, we did a bazaar in October. It was a marathon or something. I don't remember exactly what it was. But she was there. She was working at a karate booth, and she was an Amway consultant. So she wanted nothing to do with this business, like nothing. And my best friend had messaged her and told her that she won a free wrap, you know, from the wrap drawing that we do. And so she was like, no. And then finally she was like, okay, let me try this wrap. And so she tried it, and she had amazing results, and she signed up. And from that point on, it was just, you know, she just ran with it. And I think she went diamond in 3 or 4 months.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then the other one.
That's a big part.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
No, that's okay. Sorry. Just getting the wrap on people. I think people underestimate that. So many people want the wrap, and then they finally try it. They get the vision, and you have 45 minutes to help them reach the vision. So that is such, especially like when I'm losing like that hope, or I'm losing my spunk, I'm like, I gotta get the wrap on someone and see the results, and I'm like, oh my God, I get so excited.
Yeah. And that's what Pam tells us all the time. When she says, if you're in a slump, get a wrap on somebody. And it's so true. I can't even explain that. Like, she's so right. Just get the wrap on somebody. And the next thing you know, that's going to get you a loyal customer or a distributor. They're going to sign up. If not, then it's going to be within a month or two, you know. And the biggest things that I think that wrap, and really just getting it on people's bodies, will change your business, because you just never know what they're gonna do with that. So
yeah, totally. So you did it. So that was like what great income producing activity. You did an event. I know for me personally, the events, like I think usually like the less expensive and the smaller quirky ones are like the best ones. But I don't know if it's the same for you.
I think the marathon was, I think it was like $100 or something, if I remember right. And me and her split it. So, you know, we split the leads, and that's how it happened. I've really built about 95% of my business on Facebook. So just meeting new people and adding new friends onto Facebook every single day, and getting to know new people every single day. And my other rock star I actually found at my friend's barbecue. We were talking, and she was like, congratulations on your promotion, because I had just promoted. And she was just like, no, I don't want to do it. And I was like, well, why not? You know, and kind of talked her into it, because I do that. And so she joined, and, you know, she went Ruby in 27 days. And, I mean, she's just been on the go since then. So you just never know where you're going to find somebody. You never know.
Yeah, definitely. I like the fact that she's to you, because I think people forget that no doesn't always mean never. It just might not right now. It might mean, you know, you never know. They could refer someone to you. Or even like cancel. Like by myself, I canceled my sponsor 3 times for my appointment. And then once I enroll, I text her all my information. Like, I was like, oh my God, this girl won't stop bothering me. And thankfully, she didn't stop bothering me. You know?
Yes.
I thank my lucky stars. I remember looking at the text like, I'm not answering her. And then I think she was like, girl, like, you can get boxes of wraps for $25. Like, we have people ready to sign up. And I was like, wait, what? I can get 4 wraps for $25?
Right.
And I'm like, okay, here's my social, here's my credit card. But yeah, so like, I was ignoring, you know, and so it's important to remember, like, it's just not, that's not always the case. No is not never. It's just not right now. So
Yeah.
I
It's
love
just not right now. Yeah.
barbecue too. I really love that. I totally represent my business everywhere I go. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
We do have some questions filtering in, so let's go ahead and get Michelle's story, if you're okay with that, Rachelle.
Yeah. Sounds good.
And then we'll answer everyone's questions. Hey, Michelle.
Sorry, I had to get myself unmuted. Hi, I'm Michelle Carpenter. When I joined the business, I was a military wife living in Nebraska, just outside of Omaha. And my husband was active duty Air Force, and now I'm living just outside of San Antonio in a little town called Kerrville. And I joined the company in April of 2013, and I was actually my enroller's last box that she needed for Diamond. It was right at the end of the month, and she was trying to get her Diamond bonus. And so when I told her that I would sign up with her, she had like a mini meltdown on the phone. She was so excited. But the problem was, since it was the end of the month, I think really what she was more interested in was just filling that box, not necessarily helping me get my business jump started. And I love her to death for introducing the business to me. Let me just say that. I didn't mean anything negative by that. But it was really difficult for me to get my business going. I didn't know, she didn't tell me about eSuite training. She did not help me launch my business. I asked her what my user ID number was because I hadn't received the email yet from corporate, and I didn't know how to sign up the loyal customers that I had that wanted to be signed up. I didn't know how to sign up any distributors. It was really difficult. But I had the vision. Honestly, I had never seen a wrap when I signed up, but she told me there was a $10,000 bonus. And as a poor military wife, like, we were super broke. That money, it spoke to me, and my husband was deployed when I signed up, and I was like, I'm tired of my husband being deployed. And so I decided to run with the business. I honestly thought it was a scam for quite a while before I signed. Even while I was signed up with it, I decided, I am going to get that $10,000 bonus. I'm going to do everything I possibly can to make it happen. And if it doesn't happen, it's not my fault. It's the company's fault, because I did everything I possibly could. I know, isn't that horrible?
No, that's too funny, because I had that mentality too. Like, I was like, if I lose this bonus, like, I'm out. I am out of here. That is not my fault. I am pregnant. And I went into management mode. That was my problem. I went into management mode and stopped doing my steps to success, stopped enrolling myself, and just like pushed everyone else to enroll. So I did the same thing. I'm like, this is bullcrap. But I think that's why going to conference changed me. Seeing the true ideas of what the company and our CEO, Mark and Cindy, are all about really, it even brought me closer to God. So
it did for me as well.
Yeah.
I guess I brought that up about my enroller, not because I want to talk badly about her, because I don't feel like I am saying anything that's bad. It's just, this is what happened. I just wanted to illustrate that it is not your enroller's job to push you in this business or to train you up. I wanted that money. I wanted this freedom, and so I went and got after it myself. I poured through the team pages that I was added to on Facebook. I Googled everything. I found some leaders that did YouTube videos. And back in 2013, there wasn't as many leaders doing YouTube trainings as there are now. There's just so much information available. So the reason I'm saying this is, if your enroller is no longer working the business or isn't running with the business, but you want to run, don't wait for them to send you encouragement or motivation or tasks to do. You get after it yourself. That's what I did. I reached up higher in my upline and contacted my double diamond, and she came and did my launch party. She taught me everything I know, and she was really the one that she pushed me harder. So again, just like you ladies.
Completely. I surpassed my sponsor a couple months in as well, and I am so thankful, like you are, for her introducing me to this business. But it's not their job to give you business. It's not their job to focus on your success or motivate you. You can't light a fire underneath somebody. A fire has to come from within somebody, and there's so many resources. I didn't really start a relationship with Casey, or my presidential upline, up until I hit diamond. So, guys, don't blame what's happening with your business on anyone but yourself. Really take a focus and to ask yourself what you're doing for income-producing activities every day. And that's like a total red statement, but for real, like, sit down and write out what you did for the day for your business. And it can't be scrolling through Facebook, not doing nothing else. You have to be proactive. It's nobody else's responsibility. And if you have a upline, excuse me, that is trying to pour into you, you better thank your lucky stars. If you've ever been given anything, you should be running with this. I know Casey's never really been given anything. I know myself, Casey gave me one distributor when I was going triple. It was the last to get her to presidential, and I was like, what do I do with this? Like, I don't know. Like, oh, I feel weird. So, anyways, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I know that's like, it's not, who your sponsor is shouldn't matter. And if you do have an awesome sponsor or upline, run, plug in.
Yeah, I didn't really have a lot of help. Luckily, I lived locally to my double diamond upline, so I went to her, trainings as often as I could. But we were so broke, I couldn't even afford a babysitter to get to these trainings. And again, my husband was deployed, so it was really tough for me. I did get my $10,000 diamond bonus, which I was like, okay, the company is legit, because I thought that they were scamming people, saying, oh yeah, like, we're giving out $10,000 bonuses, but then nobody gets it. You know how there's always like a sweepstakes, like if you do this survey, we're going to give a $1,000 gift card to somebody. I think those are total scams. I don't think they actually do it. And I felt like it was the same with It Works, that they were promising a $10,000 bonus, but it wasn't actually going to be given to us. So I became a believer in the company when I reached my diamond promotion. The very next month, we had a system overhaul. I don't know if you guys remember. Of course, you all remember the new website that we got, and all the credit card numbers were transferred over to our new amazing website that we have now, which is, y'all are laughing, which is incredible. But there were so many declines. And so volume hit the toilet, and I did not requalify for diamond that month. And I remember having my upline talk to me about it, and she was like, you've lost your diamond bonus. And I was like, that's okay, I'll just get it back next month when I requalify for diamond next month. And she was like, oh no, honey, when it's gone, it's gone. You don't get it back. And so I was like, oh, that sucks. I don't like that at all.
I have some people asking me that since you're talking about it. They're like, I don't know what you mean by lose your bonus. So
yep.
You want to explain to them like how it's paid out and how we requalify?
So when you go diamond, when the good bonus is offered, you have a $10,000 prize money. Mark and Cindy Pentecost, they don't want, okay, so like if someone handed you $10,000 check, what would you do with it? Most of us would like go on a vacation or buy a car or something. Mark and Cindy don't want us doing that. They want us paying off debt. GOOD stands for get out of debt. And so what they do instead is they give us an extra $400 a month. That prize money is divided by 25, and which equals $400 a month to pay towards your car payment or extra credit card payments or things like that to help you get out of debt. So you have to requalify for diamond every month in order to get that $400 tacked onto your paycheck every month. So that is, and if you don't requalify, you lose it. So I lost mine. And I only had signed up because I wanted to be a diamond. I know a lot of people right now, because of the ruby bonus, they were like, ooh, I want to be ruby, want to be ruby. I did not give a stink about being executive, ruby, or emerald. I wanted to be a diamond because I knew when I hit that diamond $2,000 a month, I was going to be doubling my family's income. We were so poor. My husband made $2,000 a month, and we were so poor. And I wanted to double our income. I couldn't even imagine making $4,000 a month at the time between the two of us. So when I didn't requalify for Diamond, it was a huge bummer to me. And honestly, I continued to work as hard as I had through social media, because I build a lot through Facebook, and I continued to post, I continued to message people, I continued to try and set up coffee dates or get-togethers. But honestly, from September 1st through December 30th, I did not sign up one single loyal customer or distributor. None, not a single one for those few months. And this is the girl, I signed 6 distributors my first month and like 12 loyal customers or something. My first month's pay was over $1,000 because of my fast start bonuses, my wrap cash. And so it was a huge blow to me. I was like, man, I got all the way to Diamond, and then now I can't sign up anybody. I felt like I was cursed or something. So the only reason my husband and I got to conference that January was because I had already bought my ticket. Like, as soon as it was announced, I bought my ticket and my plane ticket and the hotel and everything. So I was Diamond in August. By the time we got to January, I was only making about $300 a month. It was really rough. And we went to conference, my husband and I, and we're sitting there, and at some point, they did a whole like military section of training. They brought out the flags and the color. They presented the colors, and then they brought these military couples out, and they started talking. These women started talking about how they were retiring their husbands from the military, and I started crying because up until that point, I didn't know that anybody had retired their husband from the military. I hadn't said it out loud, but that's really what I wanted. I wanted my husband to not deploy anymore. I wanted him home to be with me and the kids. And so at some point after that, my husband was soaking it all in, and he said, okay, that's it. I'm not re-enlisting. He had 18 months left to go on his contract, and at the end of that, you can either choose to separate from the military or you can choose to re-enlist. And it had been a topic of discussion for us, do I re-enlist, do I not re-enlist? And at that point, he said, I'm not going to re-enlist. And I was scared to death. It put so much pressure on me because I felt like I was worried. What if I didn't even make it? I had to make it to double diamond in order to be bringing in enough money for him to get out where we felt safe. And I thought, what if I'm not even double diamond by the time he gets out in 18 months? I'm telling you all of this because between January 15th or so, when conference was, and the end of April, I went from making $300 a month to going double diamond at the end of April and making about $5,000 to $6,000 a month. It happens that fast in the spring.
Yeah, I agree. So you talked about fear. You said that you were really scared when your husband said, I don't want to re-enlist. I'm not re-enlisting. And then you felt pressure, because I occasionally feel that pressure. And people, I think, do 2 different things with fear. They either let it control them and just stop completely. They run the other way. Or they take that fear and take action despite the fear, which is what we call courage. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's acting despite the fear. So tell us, what did you do differently in those 3 months maybe to overcome that fear and to take your business, to that next level?
It's funny that you asked that. I hadn't even thought about this in a while, but something I was scared to death of was wearing an It Works shirt. I know that is so silly, but I was scared to death to represent It Works and wear it on my chest every day. And when I left conference, I made a vow to myself, and I took it very seriously. I'm going to wear an It Works shirt every single day until I go Triple Diamond. I didn't know Triple Diamond was VIP. I didn't know that it was anything exciting, but I wanted to be making that money. So I put on an It Works shirt every single day. When I was going to Bible study, I put on an It Works t-shirt, and it scared me so bad. I had anxiety, like actual fear. My heart was racing because I'm putting on this It Works t-shirt before I went. I felt like they were going to judge me for wearing an It Works shirt to church, you know, or if I was going out with my friends or something, I was worried that they would think that I'm just trying to sell to them by wearing my It Works t-shirt. And honestly,
it's so silly because we wear like Nike and we wear Adidas and we wear like Baby and, you know, Coach, and it's
Nike doesn't pay me to wear their brand. It Works does.
Yeah.
So, you know, to this day, I still only wear my It Works t-shirt, and, you know, but it was doing that thing that scared me that made it to where I guess I went to the next level, because I didn't die by wearing an It Works t-shirt, you know?
Yeah. Well, let's get to some of the questions that we have. Sorry, that was not in regards to this one. I think I'm going to go, Casey, I'm going to ask you this one, if this is cool. What can you say on your posts that can grab people's attention? So like they're posting photos, but for some reason when they post on about It Works, they only get like 1 like.
Okay, so I want you to keep in mind that when you're posting to Facebook, that there are high traffic times. So morning, midday for lunch, there's dinner time, and you have to keep in mind that when you post, there's only a small percentage of people that are actually going to see what you are posting. So I have a few suggestions for you. When you log into Facebook, before you post anything, you need to go on your friends list and you need to look for at least 5 to 10 people that are not distributors that you would like on your team that you maybe have not made a connection with in some time. And you're going to go to their Facebook page and you're going to start liking, but not just liking, because that is too simple. You need to be commenting on their posts. You need to show interest in their life. And in turn, when you do post something, you are going to start to show up in their newsfeed. Facebook has a way of hiding you and what you are posting from the newsfeed from people that you don't participate on. So for instance, if all you are doing is looking at what your team or the 3 people that are on your team or your uplines, your sidelines, if you're liking and commenting on every single rap girl or rap guy and what they're doing, then that's all that is going to see what you are posting. So you need to make sure that you are making an effort to be involved in people's lives on Facebook that are outside of your business, that are outside of It Works in general, because then when you post something, it will show up in the news feed. But you have to keep in mind that you need to be consistently posting, because it might feel weird to post a photo with a paragraph and then post it the next day, like, oh, I already did that yesterday and I'm going to do it again today. That's so weird. But a lot of different people are going to view that. Second, I don't know if that's third or fourth or fifth, but you need to use something we learned on the cruise. Carrie, I believe is her name. Melissa, you can correct me if I'm wrong. But it is very important to list 3 things: your past, your future, and your present and your future. Your past, present, and future. So, you know, a lot of us see all of these people in the business that we look up to buying houses and cars and boats and these extravagant things, and it's very inspiring to see that. But for someone that's not in the business, sometimes they see those things, and, you know, it's not to say not to post those if that is what your current, you know, present life is, but don't forget to post about your past. So, you know, for a lot of people seeing those, it's so out of reach, it's so out of touch. But maybe a bag of diapers, maybe getting gas at the gas station, maybe you know, those small things, being able to send your kids to a private school, being able to buy a present that you never thought you would. You need to think of those moments. You know, so often we look past all of that. We're so stressed out with our day. We're so stressed out with all of the things that we need to do that we forget those little monumental moments that add up to huge things. And we need to be documenting those, because you're not posting to Facebook. You are posting to someone. Someone is going to see that, you know, once upon a time, you know, 2 years ago, I was not able to afford this bag of diapers. I was not able to afford this gas tank. We were scraping coins to get here. If that is your story, post it. You know, of course, don't post things that aren't real. And then, you know, but here I am today, and I am able to do this. In the future, I want to accomplish this. So you need to make sure that you are relatable. Your struggles are going to connect more with people than your victories. So make sure that you are posting where you came from, where you are now, and where you want to be, and consistently post. Post publicly, not just to your friends. You want to post public so that when someone likes or comments, it shows up on their news feed. So I know that was a lot of information, but all of those things, I hope you wrote it down. But
it all comes back to the golden rule, you know, being thoughtful, and you know, you know, it is social media, but like if you want likes and comments, you have to give likes and comments. If you want likes and comments from certain people, you have to give those certain people likes and comments. So but really quick, Nina, if you could answer, because you mentioned that you did not want people to know about, you're like, I messaged Casey, I never liked or commented, I didn't want people to know. Could you kind of like explain what your thought process maybe was, like why you didn't like and comment?
Oh yeah, totally. Like I liked her business page to support her. You know, she at the time, we were trying to figure out, you know, I'd already been a stay-at-home mom, and she wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. So she was painting nursery letters to make some extra income. So she did my nursery letters for my daughter, and you know, so I was like, well, I'll support that. I like that. Wait, what is that? You know, well, that looks kind of cool. But again, when it came to network marketing, I had done something in the past. I had been to all kinds of different parties, and the one thing I could not stand the most was at the end when they brought up talking about the business, and then you feel obligated to sit and listen, and then they sit and stare at you like, you know, like, you're going to do this, right? You want to do this, right? No, I'm sorry, I don't, you know? So I did not want to be put in that position to have to shoot, oh God, here we go. So no, it's exactly what she's going to ask me. You want to join me? No, I don't want to join you, you know? I didn't want to be that person, you know?
Would you
having people like, huh?
Sorry. Would you? Sorry, I keeps breaking up on my end. I apologize. Would you say that you have a good handful of people, or maybe even a majority of people that are in your business or bought products from you that have never liked or commented on something?
Yeah, actually, the first one I'll talk about is my cousin Donna. It's my first cousin, somebody I grew up with, who always liked and commented on my stuff. And as soon as I started this, she did not like or comment on one thing for 6 months. And I knew exactly. I was like, oh my God, I know Donna. She's thinking in her head, what did Nina get into? That girl got scammed. Good Lord, I can't support this girl on this. You know, 6 months, and I got an inbox from her saying, hey, can you come to Jacksonville and rap me? I think I might want to do this with you. I was like, woo, you know.
I would say more of the people that are in my business than are the ones that didn't like or comment. Like I would say, if you took a survey and they're like, did you ever like or comment on Melissa's stuff prior to joining? It'd be like 90% no. I know I even had several people ignore me for like 9 months as I was messaging them. Hey, Rachelle, because you said you and Michelle both have built a lot on Facebook. So I'm a distributor, and I keep posting, you know, about the kit and joining my business for $99. You know, what could I maybe improve on to get people to join my business, as opposed to maybe, you know, like, hey, join my business, this is what the kit looks like.
Oh yeah, like, I do a lot of work. I'm always pushing for people to get out from behind the screen and get in front of people, get the rap on people. But I utilize Facebook a lot. I have a business page that has got me a ton of business, and even using it personal too. But my number one rule is make it personal. That's my biggest thing. People buy you, not, they buy why you do it, not, why you're doing it, why are you doing it. They want to be a part of something exciting and fun. So make it look exciting and fun, not generic and boring.
Yeah.
Because you got to think, there's not just It Works. There is dozens of other wonderful MLMs out there, and they're all wanting the same thing, people to join them. So you need to make it be, why should they join you? What makes you different? Why should they join you on this journey? And if it's just some generic $99, you get a kit. Woo! I want that. Not. You want to have something exciting and fun in there that attracts people to you.
Yeah.
What is it that different? What makes you fun? What makes this business different? What makes the product different? Why should I join you? So I'm all for. There's some really great posts that I've noticed lately. Other companies are like, oh, I like that too, but I'll just check out It Works and put in my name. But then you got to think about, you've got a friend on your friends list, and say they've got 3 or 4 network marketing friends all posting the same generic post. You're going to keep on scrolling. Doesn't matter, but if it's thoughtful and it's your journey and your personal thing, then somebody can't copy that. So make it personal as much as you can.
Definitely. Okay, so Rachelle, if you could give me an example, Rachelle, not Michelle, of what maybe some posts were that, as opposed to that 99, could you maybe, like, off maybe the top of your head, tell us what you post, what the picture is, and what you kind of say in that post to attract people? Sorry to put you on the spot.
Most of the time when I'm, no worries. Most of the time when I'm doing a business post, I'm posting something fun that the team's doing, and I try and get, something like exciting or something like that. One of our fun pictures that we do, and I'll post something very thoughtful. Those emoji posts that everybody does and copies and pastes, I have actually had people come to my inbox and say, you guys really shouldn't do that. It's almost like your company's posting that out there for you, and you guys are all supposed to copy and paste it that day. And I was like, ooh, she's right, because then I'll go to my wall and I'll see it over and over and over, just straight down my wall, and I'm like, ugh, it is kind of gross. So do something that is actually going to stick out. You want some kind of bright, colorful, really in focus picture, and make your post be thoughtful. Look at how much fun we have. Don't you guys wish that you could do this with us? You really can. Something like simple like that is a lot of attraction that I get. And then another one that really works for me very well is the positive posts and the things that are really positive in your life as far as what the business has done for you. And posting, $25 in your hand and, oh, I just bought gas with my Wrap Cash. That works. It works really well. $25 can help somebody so much in their daily life. And, just posting those Wrap Cash pictures and stuff like that, it seems to, like, those are the posts that work for me.
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. I almost forgot I was. I would have been like, oh, la, la, la. Okay, so this is one thing I found. Michelle, I'm going to go to you on this. I hope I'm, hope this one's okay. If it's not, be like, pass. This will be for Michelle. So I am Sally, and no one has yet to join my business. I may have gotten a hater. I just had a terrible fight with someone in my family, so I put them on blast on Facebook.
No.
What would you say to someone that does their business, does to their business? And what, I'm going to be Sally, so you talk to me.
That's one of the number one things I try and teach my team is being positive. Honestly, I would probably just jump on the phone with you because that's how I do with my team. I'm very red, so when I'm typing on Facebook, it comes across
it comes across abrasive.
So I would probably just jump on the phone and just explain to you,
Let's say you and I'm like, Michelle, no one will join me, and the first post you see is that, like.
Well, I am pretty real with my team, so I'd probably be like, well, honey, you probably just want to tone down the negativity a little bit. Just that's how I am. So, I mean, I wouldn't mean anything rude by it, but I would just explain, it's really hard for a potential distributor to look at your page and see you as a person that they want to be like if your life is so negative and horrible all the time. They want to join you because they are inspired by you, not necessarily. I don't know. I don't want to join someone that doesn't have their act together, and someone who is complaining all the time on Facebook. I want to join somebody who is going to pump me up, not necessarily someone who I'm worried that I'm going to offend and they're going to put me on blast on Facebook.
Agreed. So here's the thing, guys. When you are posting that type of stuff, when you look at your wall and you're like, I am not getting distributors, here's the thing. Do you want a triple diamond, a presidential diamond, a double diamond on your team? Do you want to sponsor one of those? Because when I see someone post something like, even on my team, all my friends effing suck, or all my friends suck, you know what I think? Say I'm not even in this business. I think, wow, so I'm lumped in with all of those friends. Well, screw you. Like, if you can't appreciate what I have done for you, why do I want to be around you? Or, my sister is such a B, blah, 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 F this girl, blah, 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 blah. I don't, a triple diamond, a presidential diamond, a double diamond, even a diamond, guys, they don't hang around with people that post that type of stuff, that complain all the time. Because we have enough going on. Everybody has enough going on, and it's not that people don't care about you. You have friends to talk to. You have family to talk to, and we are a family. We can talk to you in private. But when someone's putting that on blast out there, I'm like, well, shoot, I don't ever want to cross that person. I'm just not going to even deal with them. So,
well, can I interject?
Yeah.
When you're putting that negativity out there, how can you expect positive things to happen to you? You get out what you put in. So if you're putting out positivity and light and motivation, you're going to get positivity and motivation back. If you're putting out nasty, negative things, that's what's going to happen to you in your life. It's like the laws of attraction. So just remember that. It's okay to have a bad day, but you don't necessarily need to post it to the universe.
I agree completely. 100%. Your Facebook is not a dirty laundry basket. Okay, Rachelle, how long, actually, if everybody would mind answering just really quick, how long did it take before you signed a distributor or loyal customer? This person doesn't necessarily have any right now, and so they're a little discouraged, so maybe a quick tip for them. Let's go ahead and start with Casey. Sorry. Rachelle, sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Make up your mind, woman. How long have they been in?
I don't know for sure. But maybe just how long did it take you before you signed people? What did you do in order to do that? Maybe that would help them.
Okay. I had a launch party, and that's where I got my first 3 customers. And 4 customers. 3 or 4, I don't remember. That was 2.5 years ago. Anyway, I had 4 at the end of my launch party. And then on her way home, my best friend changed her mind and decided she wanted to be a distributor instead.
Nice.
So, yeah.
How did you do your launch party when you enrolled? Say
that again.
How soon did you do your launch party when you enrolled?
I waited until like 3 weeks into my business.
Nothing.
I know, right?
Huh?
Yeah, it took me all 30 days to get my 4th loyal customer. I was one of those people.
Okay, that's all right. Okay.
Yeah.
How about you? How long did it take you to get your first customer or distributor?
You're talking to me now, right?
Yeah,
okay,
sorry.
So,
I was just going left to right from my screen.
It took me about a week, and the reason why is because I did have my launch party right away, which was chaotic. All the kids were here, 10 moms. We didn't even do the party pad because there wasn't a party pad. But it was really difficult because I said, oh, bring kids, bring whoever, but we got it done. And there were 2 loyal customers that enrolled. But I think the reason why is because we were, at that time, my advice would be to get the wrap on someone because, with social media being such a big thing now, we get past that where it's, let me sign you up and I'm going to send you, the information and you're going to enroll and you're going to get these wraps sent to your doorstep. And being in front of them for 45 minutes while I took their before photo and I sat there and then I took their after picture, they had 45 minutes in front of me where, for me, honestly, in the beginning, it was super uncomfortable. I didn't know a lot, so what am I going to talk about? But I connected with them, and I got to know them, and I kind of went over what I did know, and I went over the customer program, and then they enrolled. So, maybe this person just needs to get face-to-face with someone and get the wrap on them and have that time, have that 45 minutes to talk to them because you are your best sales tool, your best asset. Because, I'm pretty sure you're a good person and you're probably, even if you're shy, you're easy to go on with. So that would be my advice.
I know one thing that really helps me, and especially my new distributors, they're like, people don't want to come to a party. People don't want to have to pay the $25. Well, some of my best parties are when people don't even wrap, or maybe one person wraps. But any chance you get to get in front of somebody and go over that party pad, and the reason why we do the party pad is because it's duplicatable. I looked at the girl who did my party, and I was like, if she can frickin' pay for Christmas in cash, doing that stupid presentation that seemed all salesy, I know I can do it 10 times better than she did. So that's why I ran with it. I was like, if she can pay for Christmas in cash, I can pay for Christmas in cash. So for me, people don't like the word party. So I'm like, I called my friends. I did my launch party 3 days after I enrolled. And I called my sister. I'm like, you have to come to this. I don't give people options. I'm like, you have to come support me. Please come out and support me. And, oh, by the way, I need you to bring friends. So she brought 2 friends. My sister showed up, and then I called my friend Erica, who had been telling me I was being scammed. I had went to the beach with her a couple weeks previous, and I'm like, girl, I'm feeling good. I did this rap thing. Anyway, so I called her, and I said, come out. Here's the thing. You can't just invite someone on Facebook. Not everybody sees the invitation. You have to be personal with people. I don't want to be a number. I want you to reach out to me and say, I was thinking of you. Will you come out and support me? There is less of a chance I'm going to say no if that's the case. So I tell them, if you want to try a wrap, it's $25, but if it's no, I really just need practice. So I tell my distributors, call people up, ask for support, and ask for help. Hey, Sally, what are you doing Wednesday night? Oh, nothing. Or, oh, I think I'm free. Awesome. Can you come over to my house? It's going to be about an hour and a half. I need some feedback on my new adventure, and I just thought of you as a good person to give me some feedback. And you're thinking of them. So they come out, give you feedback, and I tell you, so many people that rolled their eyes at me at the beginning of a party are the people that, Erica, the one that was telling me I was being scammed, was my first ever distributor 3 days into my journey with this. She was like, wow, oh my God, those greens. Oh my God, that confianza. So get people together, get in front of people, talk to people, ask people for referrals. So that's my recommendation for sure. We're running a little long, I know. So let me get to some other. If you aren't signing DTs and LCs, my biggest piece of advice to you is, one, go back and say, how am I promoting my business? How have I talked to people about my business? Have I launched? And if I have, am I talking to the same people all the time? This is network marketing, so you have to increase your network. Now that can be done through social media, that can be done through blitzing, that can be done through referrals, that can be done by just finding new friends. I love the Meetup app. If you're new to a town, the Meetup app has meetups for mommy groups or daddy groups or adventure groups or networking professionals, whatever, and you can just go meet new people and exchange business cards. So that's, you got to talk to new people, and you got to talk to people, period. So many people are like, this just isn't working for me. I'm not making money, and I'm like, I can't even tell you're a distributor. Are you out blitzing? Because that's okay if you're not working it on social media. Social media is an accelerant. I highly recommend it. So many people go ambassador, presidential, triple, ruby, whatever, through social media. But, you know, who are you talking about your business? It's like opening up a hotel and never advertising, or only telling your mom about the hotel you opened up. If the hotel stops marketing to new people, they are not going to succeed. Okay?
Hey,
And,
Melissa.
yeah.
Okay, so before my computer dies, as you all know, but maybe the guests don't, I did want to say something. Maybe some of you know, maybe you don't, but I did go. I think Rachelle was talking about this, Rachelle or Michelle, and I had gone 6 months without signing a distributor. And I'm a presidential diamond. So during those 6 months, it was 2 years ago, and I felt, you know, like I was a fraud. How can I possibly encourage my team to be doing something that I'm not even doing? And I want you to know that if you are hitting a brick wall and if you are feeling like there's no way out, you have to kind of realize that your team has like a sixth sense, where if you are not enrolling distributors or customers, whether or not you're announcing those, it's almost like they know, and you'll see the trend. You know, people follow their leaders for the most part. I'm not saying that you need that successful upline to be successful yourself, but when you start to take a step back, you know, and when you're not enrolling people, I keep using the words like self-reflection, but every time my business has suffered, I can honestly say that a lot of it is my own fault. And I can't expect my team to pick up the pieces that I'm missing because I'm not working my business. And the moments where you feel like you've hit a wall and you're not doing anything, you may start to notice that your team begins to follow your lead, even if you're not putting it out there that you've taken a step back or that you're going through personal stuff and that you haven't enrolled anyone in a while. They just stop enrolling people. And a lot of that is because if you're not excited, if you're not passionate about what you are doing because you're going through a funk, how can you possibly enroll someone that, you know, when you're going through those things? If you're not excited, people gravitate towards excitement. They gravitate towards people that they feel are going to coach them and lead them in the right direction. And if you are going through that, it's really hard for you to put something heartfelt out there. You can copy and paste all you want and put a pretty picture of yourself, but if you are not in the moment feeling good about what you are doing, it's hard for you to convey that to someone else. So my biggest tip for you is to get over yourself and to get past that. It has to come from within. No one can make you want this more than you want it for yourself, and that's something all leaders struggle with. We want to shake people and, what are you doing? Like, you could totally rock this business if you would just do this and this and this and this, and, you know, we want to try to pull you into a meeting, and we want to pull you, you know, into, you know, our Google Hangout if you're even tuning in or not. You know, we wish every single person on our team was listening to this call, but we cannot force them to do it. So, you know, when you're having a hard time, just, I might cut out at any minute now, but you have to just do things on your own. If no one's going to come with you, then just start doing it. And people, you will find those rock stars, like Rachelle said. People will come into your business because they're going to feed off of your energy. And if your energy is low, then what more can you expect from your team? So that's it. Let me stop there before I...
One thing Rhonda Hartman said today that really spoke to me is, when you are going through those funks, write down 50 reasons why you need this business to work. And you look back at that. That's your why. That's your why you need this to work. And that will get you through not quitting. So what would you say to somebody, let's go to Nina, that maybe lost rank, maybe didn't necessarily hit their Ruby bonus, feels like just the money is not coming in. What would you say? And they're like, you know, I'm like ready to throw in the towel. What would you say to that person? What's a one tip?
Well, definitely look back to why you started. You know, what drew you to this business? What made you want to do this? You know, at the end of the day, everybody does this for money. It doesn't matter why you got started. at the end of the day, everybody would like to make an extra income. So the thing is that it's got to go deeper than that. If that's your only reason, if your why isn't strong, it's too easy to throw in the towel. It's too easy to give up. That's how I tell people only 1% of people succeed in network marketing is because it's not easy and you're going to get uncomfortable and you've got to get out of your comfort zone, and not everybody's willing to do that. So look back into your why. And remember why you got started with this in the first place. You invested $99 into a business that's it's beyond $1 billion brand. We all know it. They haven't announced it, but we know it's going to be. You've got something huge in your hands. And you can't let some obstacle get in the way of that. Push through it. Look at where yourself, there was a great meme I shared a couple days ago. Or actually, I think I saved it to my phone about something along the lines of looking back, a year from now and imagine where you're going to be. I'll see if I can find that. But it really spoke to me, being somebody who was willing to give it up and throw it all away on the fact that I didn't reach the rank that I wanted to on my time. We've got to remember that it's not our time. It's our journey, but it's in God's hands, and He's got control over this. Whatever we need to learn is going to go through ups and downs. You've got to be willing to go over those speed bumps to get on to your next mission on your journey, rather than just backing up and throwing in the towel and giving up. That's too easy. You're going to be exactly where you were in the first place.
Yeah.
If you just throw in the towel and give up. And one thing I wanted to say before I forgot, for somebody who has lost rank, you didn't lose your rank. If you went diamond and lost it, you're still a diamond. You're just not getting paid as one. You don't lose rank. If you lost ruby, you didn't lose that rank. You're just not getting paid as a ruby. You're always that rank. So don't feel like a failure. Don't feel like you have to give up and quit. You're just not getting paid as that. So what do you need to do? Steps to success, get your income back up and do the same with your team. But don't ever look at yourself as being a failure. You didn't lose rank. You just got lost. That's your lifetime rank. That's never going away. So just get your pay back up to where you want it to be.
Yeah. All right, Michelle. So we have some people on the call that are like, okay, I am motivated. I want to do this again. What are some physical income-producing activities, like specific activities they can do to get back in it?
For me, the best thing, and I started talking about this earlier, the best thing I ever did was wear my It Works t-shirt. If you are new and you can't afford one, I don't want you to overdraft your account to buy one. Make yourself a lanyard. You just take a Blitz card, laminate that sucker, punch a hole in it, and string it around a lanyard and put it on. And you hang it on your rearview mirror, and anytime you go out in public, you put that lanyard on or you wear your t-shirt. Now, as you go about your normal day, people are going to ask you. They're going to see your shirt that says It Works on it, and they're going to go, what works? You be ready with that Blitz card, and you say, this does, and you hand it to them, and then you stop talking. Let them ask your questions. That I always felt so uncomfortable walking up to someone and saying, hey, have you heard of It Works Global? And just trying to, randomly blitz people in the grocery store. That doesn't work for me. Usually as soon as I walk up to somebody, they put up this wall and they're like, I don't want to talk to you. And I'm not a big blitzer in public sort of person. So the way that I blitz, I'm kind of sneaky about it. I will go to places where my target audience is. My target audience, people I want to join my team, are ladies around my age, young moms with some kids. So I will go to places like parks, Chick-fil-A, around lunchtime, and I will look for another woman that's there with her kids. And instead of going and sitting on a separate park bench and pulling out my phone and doing this number and just being on my phone, I'll sit right next to the other woman and I'll say, oh my gosh, how old are your kids? And I strike up a conversation and create a friendship. And honestly, even if she doesn't ask me about my t-shirt, because I never say about It Works first. I never talk about It Works first. I only answer questions because I don't want to be a pushy salesperson.
Yeah, to me, the best way to network is to not even go into with a sale. Just to make a friendship, like you were saying, 100%.
My aim is to make her day better. If I can make her day better, mission accomplished. What I try and do by the end of the sit down that we're having together is I have tried to make a new friend. I know about her and her kids, and that they come there on Tuesdays, and normally I'm like, hey, I would love to meet you again on Tuesdays because my kids play well with all kids. So I'm always looking for something to do with other mommies. So same time next Tuesday. Awesome. Do you have a Facebook? Let me add you on Facebook so that we can communicate. And I'll pull up my Facebook and I'll open up the app and I'll tap on the search bar and hand her my phone and say, will you just go ahead and type in your name and add yourself? That way I'm not creeping on her. She's added herself to my Facebook. And if I can do that, I am more than likely in the next 12 months, she's going to join my team. And it's not that I'm trying to prey on her and that I'm hustling her or anything. I want this for her because I know that more than likely they probably need $300 to $500 more income in their life. I don't know anybody that doesn't want an extra $300 to $500. So for me, that's what I do.
I know when we take it out of our hands and stop being so selfish. So people are like, I don't want to talk to them about the opportunity. It's like, wow, think of it as if somebody didn't want to talk to us about the opportunity. Triple Diamonds VIPs here. What if somebody hadn't talked to us, guys? We wouldn't have. That would have been an injustice to us. So it's our job. That's selfish to think that way. To be perfectly blunt with you, it's selfish to think that way. Your job is to share. Your job is to give hope, and your job is to offer. And if somebody doesn't want it, that's okay. It's okay to hear no. It's okay to get an ignore. It's okay to get that. Your job is to find those 10% that maybe do want and need it and are willing to work for it. Rachelle,
really quick,
yeah.
Melissa, as you're talking to people in your normal life, don't just start talking and then never stop. That is going to turn people off more than anything. When they ask you a question, listen to the question they're asking you and answer it as simply as you possibly can, and then stop talking, like 2 to 3 sentences at the most. Then stop talking. If they ask you another question, you get to answer that question, but you're having a back and forth dialogue. Don't forget that, because as soon as you just start dominating the conversation, they stop listening, and they just want you to stop. So let it be back and forth. That's my best tip.
Yeah, I love that. My favorite question to ask is well, what do you do? Because they always ask you back, what do you do? I'm like, well, it's funny you should ask. So Rachelle, I had this awesome question for you, and it's leaving me. Okay, we were talking about the income building. Dang, okay. Networking. So tell me, there's a couple different ways. Okay, so someone who hasn't maybe been through this upcoming time of year, can you kind of give them a glimpse at what's about to happen here in the next few months?
Oh my gosh. Yes, I can. So tax time is coming. Everybody's going to have money soon unless you owe taxes. New Year's resolutions are coming. Everybody wants to lose weight and look better for New Year's. Everybody wants a better financial state at the new year. There's so much that is about to come in this next month. A lot of people, in December and November, they won't order because Christmas is right here. And those are the people that you guys need to be talking to about your business and how you can, help them earn $300 to $500 a month. To help them pay for that debt that they're going to put themselves into this year because they can't afford it right now. So in January, when they're getting ready to start paying those bills from Christmas, start talking to them about, spending $100 to better their next year's financial situation. The only way to find out if they are interested is to ask. You have to ask people. If your mouth is closed, your business is closed. If you're talking about your business is open. So I know that there's a lot of people out there that they get scared and nervous, and they don't know whether or not they should be talking to people. January is a great time to start talking about building a business, because people do want that financial change for the new year, and they do want, you know, the products to help them physically as well. So that it's coming, guys. Don't give up. Don't give up.
Yeah, it's insane to me what happens with New Year's resolutions, and then New Year's resolutions gone bad, and then you have tax season and spring break, and then bikini season and summer season, and it's like,
Yeah.
Like this time of year, I totally focus on fat fighters and skincare.
Yeah.
Because just let's be honest, you know, it's kind of just that 'tis the season to get drunk and eat bad food. So, I mean, I don't know what season isn't the season to get drunk. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
So yeah, don't give up, guys. If you bought a business builder kit for the next year, so at least work it. Give it 12 months of consistent IPAs. IPAs stand for income producing activity. To close it out, what I'd like to do is go ahead and give just a brief overview of what we do today and every day as income producing activity. I'll go ahead and start to give you guys kind of an example. So my day usually starts, which is really nice, with just the cries of my 1.5-year-old waking me up. I don't have to wake up to an alarm clock. She is my alarm clock, and thankfully I've been blessed with children that love to sleep in. So if you call me at 6 a.m., 7 a.m., I am not awake. Leave me alone. But here's what I do every day. Of course, I grab my phone. I check my notifications. Now, before I even check my notifications and get onto Facebook, I go to my events. I message everybody whose birthday it is, happy birthday, because messaging is the #1 way to get your posts seen by people. And if someone messaged me on my birthday, hey, you want to try that crazy rap thing? I would delete them. So I want to know whose birthday it is. I want to be thoughtful. That's the very first thing I do. Birthdays and wishing people happy birthday will win you business and win you people in your business. And it's just the right thing to do, all right? So that's the first thing I do. I spend about 10 hours a day working, 10 to 12, I would say. But the thing is I am doing that in between doing crafts with my kids, and then I go do something. I use what's called a 5s list. I don't think I have one in here. We learned it from Ashley Sinclair on a Periscope. I list 5 things I'm grateful for. I reach out to 5 personally enrolled distributors throughout the day. Just to check in with them and say, hello, see, how can I help you? Especially if they're in their first 30 days. If I have a distributor in my first 30 days, in their first 30 days, I reach out to them every day. If you are not reaching out to your team and your downline, that's a little bit selfish. Your team should know who you are, and you should be helping them. We get paid to help people. It's beautiful. So I reach out to 5 personally enrolled distributors. If you don't have personally enrolled distributors, my suggestion is you need to find 5 new friends. Each day until you have 5 personally enrolled distributors. The next thing I do is I reach out to 5 potential distributors. And then I have 5 different things I'm supposed to do. So that's post to my Facebook, post to Instagram, daily devotion, praying. Do not underestimate the power of prayer in this business. I have been in a little bit of a funk for December, a little bit slow. I did finally enroll 3 people the other day, but I sat last night and I prayed and I said, you know, dear Lord, please bring the right people into my business, people that need something life-changing. Please, you know, grant me those divine appointments. And then I sat and I practiced the law of attraction, and that is what you sing about, you bring about. So I told myself I am an enrolling machine. It is not slow season. It's busy season. I am an enrolling machine. I'm an enrolling machine. I'm an enrolling machine. This morning I woke up to 5 messages from people that wanted to enroll. 2 have enrolled already today. I need to go back and check to see what's going on with the rest. Fortune's in the follow-up. So daily devotion for me is huge, in practicing the law of attraction. Posting to at least once to my Facebook, at least once a business post. Posting to a group page, that not necessarily need to be a business post. And then I reach out to 5 personally enrolled loyal customers to see how their progress is going. Next, the rule of 5. And then I reach out to 5 potential loyal customers. So that really got me thinking, because what I would do is get into like management mode, and I'd just be messaging and answering my team all day, and then I'm like, I haven't enrolled anybody. Well, I hadn't enrolled anybody because I hadn't asked anybody or followed up with anybody. Hey, Sally, I have this 90-day challenge going on, and I know it's New Year's resolution. Do you have anything in these categories that you might want to try at a 40% off discount? Something simple as that. Asking people. They might not have liked, they might not have commented. Or I might even say, do you know anybody that might be interested in any of these categories? So being proactive again. If you don't have 5 personally enrolled loyal customers, that means you need to find 5 new friends. If you are on my team, this Rule of 5 thing is on my Facebook page. Sorry, team page, but I can also, you can message me, I'll snapshot a screenshot of it, put it up on my personal Facebook page to the It Works Global family. So I know Nina uses that, but that's what I do every day, and then it also includes reading 10 pages of a book. For me, it's either 10 pages of a book or 20 minutes of a training video or inspirational personal growth video. Things like Jim Rohn, things like The Magic of Thinking Big, things like How to Win Friends and Influence People. Personal growth is huge in this, and I spend a good amount of my time doing that. So that's what my day looks like. My goal is to book appointments all day long. I mean, just today a girl mentioned the business. I said, let's sit down and chat. I'm not going to wrap her, but we're going to sit down and chat about the business. So I like to reach out to people. Hey, any chance we can have a play date and meet up and chat about this, and that? That's what my day looks like. So that was huge and elaborate. But that's a day in the life of me, and that's in between. Thankfully, my husband cooks and cleans now. I can do those things. Sometimes I get all high and mighty, and I'm like, don't you hold the cooking and cleaning against me. I'll do it all. So that does happen. But that's a day in the life of me. Michelle, if you would like to give us a day in the life of you and your income-producing activities, maybe that'll help others as well.
Well, after you just said that entire list, I don't think that I'm nearly as productive as you are. But
well, it's everybody works their business differently, and everything works for different people. So that I found, like, I love checking things off a list. When I fill in that Rule of 5 blank, I'm like, woohoo! That's like one more thing I filled out and one less thing I got to do. So it like gives me a sense of accomplishment. So
I have no green in at all. So I don't like lists or anything. So for me, honestly, I am in a phase right now, and this is I change how I work my business constantly, depending on where I am, what my whys are. Right now, my husband just got out of the Air Force. He is now a stay-at-home husband, stay-at-home dad, and so we are honeymooning in that phase. I don't mean like in our relationship, but I mean we're still enjoying that part of him being home all the time. We live way out in the country. We're 30 minutes outside of the closest gas station. So, just popping into town and isn't an option for us. So at this time in my business, I get up, we get our kids off to school, and then we start having fun. I am working my business. I post on my team pages some motivation, usually a training video. I post a shout out of those who have signed a new loyal customer or distributor, and ask them to please tell us where they found that person and how long they spoke to them before they enrolled, because I think a lot of new people think that, I've been in this business for 2 weeks and nobody signed up, but I'm looking at my upline and they're signing people every few days. What they don't realize is those people that they've been talking to for weeks and weeks, maybe months or even years. People that I'm enrolling now, I've been talking to for 2.5 years. I'm just now starting to enroll family members and things like that. So, so I check in with my leaders, and all the while I'm working my business, I'm usually doing something fun with my husband. Like, we'll sit and play the Wii, or we'll watch a movie, because I'm in this adventure lifestyle. I want to show people how much fun we're having, and how amazing it is to be retired, because that's what we are. We're retired. I talk about my kids go to a private school. They get a private Christian education, and so we pay tuition on that. It's not free. So I post pictures of that, and talk about the freedom, because that's something that was on my dream board, having my kids go to a private Christian school. We go into town and we pick them up at 3 o'clock, and then we'll take them for ice cream, or we'll go to the park, and I make sure that I'm posting about that, taking a picture, taking to the park. My husband and I will go to a movie. We'll go to the movies before we pick up the kids, and I always document that. I like meeting people while we're out. If we're at the ice cream place, I'm going to try and strike up a conversation with a stranger, and try and steer the conversation so I can give them my card. But at this time, a lot of my business is over social media because I am so far outside of town. I do a team training once a month. We do a lot of online trainings like this and over-the-phone trainings. Anytime I'm heading into town, it's a 30-minute drive. I try and jump on the phone with one of my leaders. Personal development is huge for me, just like you. And I really challenge my leaders. And for me, I really focus on my rubies. I'm training all my rubies to be diamond. And so I really pour into them a lot. So yeah, a day in the life of me is not as stressful as a day in the life of you, but I
did have to, we take one day a rest, Sabbath, and it doesn't have to be Sunday, but we do, and I've made it a point to do that lately because we weren't, and I think sometimes we, especially now that you've retired your husband, you feel the pressure. I've done the same. I felt the pressure of that, and I stopped having fun, so we have definitely been refocusing on the fun for sure. Yesterday we went out and paid off some layaways, which was amazing. Was on my dream board. You got a dream. That's another thing. Do a dream board.
I thought that was stupid when I first signed up. I thought dream boards were silly. I didn't want to do one, but I totally 100% anybody that hasn't made a dream board, you've got to make one.
I agree. I have it on my whiteboard now. I have dreams, things, and goals. And then I had my kids do it too, because I want my kids to dream big.
I really love, and if you guys don't follow John Eric Mosler, y'all really need to, and make sure you're on his Periscopes. He really is trying to teach us not to be salespeople, but to be adventurers. And I love that word, to be an adventurer. And when I first started watching John Eric, I'm noticing he's going to Disney World, he's meeting, celebrities, and doing things that I can't imagine doing. And I remember seeing someone posting about, well, we can't afford to go to Disney World, and he lives in Florida, so it's not like it's a big trip for him, but we can't afford to do a lot of the things that John Eric is doing yet because we just started. And the reply back was, the adventure is a mindset. And so for me, I am trying to make everything an adventure in my life and just be present. So even if I'm just playing Monopoly with my kids, it's an adventure. And we're going to have fun, and we're going to have music playing in the background. We're going to be eating cookies. I want to make everything memorable. And I think that that's huge. If you don't have the money to go to the movies and you haven't retired your husband yet, because that's what I'm posting about, but you might not be able to post about that. Whatever you're doing, make it an adventure. Even if you're just staying in, go lay out in the backyard and look at clouds with your toddler or whatever, and blow bubbles, and make it an adventure and show that's what you're doing. So many people would kill to hang out with their toddler, and not have to be at work.
Totally. Okay, thank you, Michelle. I really appreciate you being on this. I just recently found out, as I told you, that we have your double lives right next to me. So we're going to get together and do some trainings and stuff, so I'm excited for that.
She's a social media genius.
Awesome. I can't wait. Nina, day in the life of Miss Nina Berman, pretty please.
Hey. So, I really liked what Michelle had to say too. And I'm kind of with her. I think that it's funny because it seems like all of us kind of got in around the same time, more or less. We've been in for a little while. So, when it comes to social media and posting, like I said, I utilize it more as my business page than anything else. But I really lately have been focusing on my posts being taking people on an adventure. Same thing. I do add new friends on and everything like that, but I never want to come across as spammy, and that's not my intention to sell them on something. So I've been focusing on a lot of when I post on social media what I'm doing with my kids. Like today, if you look at my page, it's what it was all about. I had a ton of stuff to do at school with them. I didn't post anything about the business, but on Sunday I had a lot of things going on with the business, so I posted about that. I had trainings, I made some rap cash, did some good stuff. I always post about what I'm doing. Whether it's business related or not. But as far as a day in the life goes for me, that list you were talking about, that 5 list from Ashley Sinclair, who by the way is my woman crush Wednesday to infinity. I love that woman. She's just fantastic, and that list was exactly what I had been praying for, because I'm the most dadgum unorganized person you will ever meet. I cannot get anything together like that. I'm not a list person. I'm write it down and then where did I put it? So that has been fantastic for me, keeping me on track, making sure I'm doing my personal development, making sure I'm reaching out to people, making sure that I'm following up and everything like that. I've always got my steps to success printed off and written out, and I do that for my team every month. The first day of the month is the first thing I post. Print it out, physically, write it out. That's where I usually jot my notes down. So having my separate paper to remind me of what else to do has been extremely helpful. I leave the house, try to be a walking billboard. I've always got on, and it works, shirt. I love the accessories, the pens, the purse. I got friggin' green hair. You know what I mean? I love being a walking billboard because when I'm out and about, it gets people's attention. And when somebody says, I'm not saying you have to go out and dye your hair green, put on green nail polish, green earrings, green watch, something bright green attracts people. And they'll ask you what the green is for. And then I say, thank you, it's my favorite color, and it also matches my coupons. Can I give you one? Boom, blitz, done. It's that easy. So I'm all big about blitzing. My husband's in the military. He's in the Coast Guard. We are stationed literally on a 5-mile island. So just like Michelle, I have about a 50-minute drive before I can get into town anywhere. So right now my daughter is in private school. We're very fortunate to be able to afford that, because a couple years ago we wouldn't have been able to. So I am in town 3 days a week. And when I'm in town, same thing. I try to go out and make connections with people when I'm out and about. It's all about making a personal connection for me. And if I make a personal connection, I add them on Facebook, and then I just take them on a journey with me. Follow-up is huge too. Something that I struggle with, and I always try to be as good as I possibly can. So what I usually end up doing is going through my friends list on Facebook and taking screenshots, and then I write down, oh yeah, I got to follow up with that person, that person, that person. So I try to do 5 follow-ups a day with people. And same thing though, because I do all the cooking and the cleaning too, and taking care of the kids and everything. So unless doing something like this, he's obviously taking care of the kids right now. But I have a lot on my plate. I have an extremely, extremely busy 4-year-old who keeps me on my toes, and that takes a lot of my time. So it's all about finding, I call it balance in your business. People get so overwhelmed because next thing you know, it's been 8 hours and all you've done is this, on your screen. So don't do that. Put the phone down. Be on for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, whatever you need to do. Put it down. Go take an hour or two to play with the kids, cook laundry, whatever it is you need to do. But I try to put this business into my everyday life. I love selling wraps when I'm getting gas at the gas station. When I am, one thing that I think this always works well for me is if I print off pictures at Walgreens of before and after photos. All but one time I've had somebody ask me for my card for that. I end up picking up $4 worth of pictures and making $100 when I left there because she bought a box of wraps off me. So I'm all about incorporating the business into my everyday life, balancing out, getting in front of people, and mixing in that with social media. So I try to do a little bit of everything. And we can always do more. We can always strive to do more. I really try to push for the personal development aspect. I really fought against that in the beginning, and it is a huge part of your business. So if anybody asks or if you want some advice, Melissa named off some great things. I recommend anything by Wayne Dyer. He's phenomenal. Anything having to do with the law of attraction, stuff like that is huge. And I try to I started a positivity group with some of my team, and we start our day off writing down 3 things that we are thankful for, and at the end of the day, we write down 3 things good that happened that day. And that's super, super important because it's just too easy, especially nowadays, the holidays and everything going on, and there's some really not good stuff going on in the world. You need to keep your mind focused on good, positive things. If you have a crappy day, I said write down something good. It could be something as simple as if you got kids, you went to the bathroom uninterrupted. You know what I mean? So just try to always think of good things that happen throughout your day. But just like I said, just if you do, I'm a stay-at-home mom, and if you're not and you work that and you work a business outside of this business, don't feel pressured to have to work this 12 hours a day. Melissa does that. I do that. Others of us do that because this is what we do full time. So just work it into your everyday life. Get out, like Michelle said, take the kids to the park, make a relationship right there. I just absolutely love that. That's what I totally recommend over and over for sure.
Yeah. Don't think the end. Definitely stop. Just stop right now. Like, tell yourself, I am not going to continue with excuses, guys. Everyone had something going on here. I was working full time when I had this business, pregnant, opposite schedule my husband, and I went double doing that. So if you're a single mom, there's single moms that are Ambassador Diamonds. If you're a single dad, there's men in this business that are presidentials. So just stop with the excuses now. Take the time that you're spending complaining about your situation and refocus that on actions that produce income or actions that build business instead. So, Rachelle, if you would please give us a day in the life of you.
Every day is different. Like, I don't even know whether I'm coming or going half the time. I have 2 teenagers at home, so between dance practice and, choir and all the things that they have going on, I have to schedule my business around them. My husband works an opposite schedule as me. I work at home. He has to go to work in the evenings. So he sleeps till about noon, and then we get together and we do our thing, and then he goes to work, and then I have kids. So my time is always all over the place. I just never even know. But the first thing I do when I do get up in the morning is I get onto Facebook. I go to my friends' lists, my friends' lists, who are not in the business. They're not loyal customers. They're not anything. And I will start searching their friends, and I will start adding their friends to my page. I try to add 10 people a day to my Facebook. And once somebody accepts my friend requests, I'll go to their pictures and I'll start liking and commenting on their pictures, telling their kids how cute they are, or not the kids, but the mom how cute their kids are. That's kind of weird. And, I'll just start going through their Facebook wall and seeing what they're talking about and, start getting to know them. Because, as soon as you do that to them, they're going to go and do that to you. So that's pretty much one of my everyday goals, is to add 10 people to my Facebook until I get to the 5,000. I've just started to work Instagram a little bit more since John Eric's training. He's doing a 5-part. And so I've learned a lot through that. And so that's a new thing that I'm adding into my daily routine as well. But when I'm out and about and blitzing, we go out to eat a lot because I hate to cook. I'm horrible. I'm one of those moms. Yeah, I need to hire a cook or something because I don't like it. I don't like to clean the house either. My husband's...
I tried to convince my husband. I'm like, we should just get a maid.
I know. I told him, I was like, I'm going to hire a maid and I'm going to hire a cook. And he goes, well, you just get to presidential and retire me and then I'll take care of it. And I was like, yes. So that's part of the goal, is to, retire him so that I don't have to do that stuff anymore.
Awesome.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, it's just, every day is different. I do a lot of team activity on my business page, and I just took out my Ruby and above leaders. We went on a limo ride, and I took them to dinner. That was really fun. We're starting to implement them into my team meetings now so that I can get a little bit of relief from trying to figure out what I'm supposed to talk about every month. Let them do a little bit of that layered leadership. So I'm researching that sort of thing and getting to know how to better utilize my team with their strong points, because I am a very red personality, and I don't think the same as some of the greens and yellows, and well, I'm kind of blue too, so that I'm good with too. But so yeah, I'm doing a lot of self-development right now because I feel that's very important, and that's my daily life. I do a devotional every morning as well. I think that that's very important. This business actually brought me to God, so I'm very thankful for it works for that. I didn't know him very well until pretty recently, actually, so that's been a big thing in my life now, too. So, yeah, that's my day. It's crazy. All the ways different.
Yeah, no, I agree. That rule of 5 thing just keeps me in focus and check.
Yeah. I really like that, actually. I might have to do that.
I love Ash and Sinclair doing it, and I can get it all done in like an hour or two, usually.
Yeah.
Between, doing fun stuff or whatever. And Blitz 5 people a day is another one on there. But I just want to thank you guys all for being on here. If you are stuck in a position and you're like, I don't know what to do, I don't know where to go, ask, guys, ask. We will help you, but you have to be willing to hear what people are going to tell you to do. We know where we can go, where you can go. Anyone can do this. There's no excuse. There's no reason why you can't. So if you don't know what to do, how to restart, how to build your business, ask. Just ask. We have no problem. Like, I love when people reach out to me. So, thank you guys so much, Michelle, Rachelle, Nina. Thank you guys so much for being on the call. I really appreciate it. I know it was a long one, but it's kind of one of those things, like, just wanted to get it all out and be super transparent in what we do and how things went. So don't give up, guys. We've all been in that position, and we're so thankful we didn't. So again, thank you everybody for joining in, and we'll have to do something again another time.
Thanks for pulling this together, Melissa.
Guys, have a great night. Bye.
Bye.